The juvenile justice system is sometimes referred to as a highway. There are several toll stations along the highway, some for court, others for probation, and still some for incarceration. But none of them are free. There's a cost to the taxpayer for each toll, and there are collateral consequences that are absorbed by the individual who travels along that road. And here's the thing. The costs and the consequences increase the further that one travels along the highway, and the longer that you stay on the road, the lower the chances are that you ever get off of it.
And it started for me at the very young age, at the age of 12. And my first stint of going into juvenile jail was simply busting out windows. Me and my brother was bored, and we busted out windows. And as a result, they called the police on us, and we went downtown. By being on the road to incarceration without no kind of diversion plan or anything else, my mentality was just criminal. And there was no other mode of thinking. What usually happens is the infraction be so small, then when you go inside the jail, you're meeting other people with big infractions. And so now you come out with a one-on-one in criminology. That's what's sad, because I didn't know nothing about it. I seen dope, but now I done got a tutorial sitting around with him. Nobody's in here thinking smart or thinking 401ks or none of that. Everybody thinking criminalization. 17 years and 3 months of my life was incarcerated. And as a young man coming through that, it's hard to really get developed in society when you don't have anyone that's around you. This is a process, and it was a process for us to get in trouble. It's a process for us to work our mentality out of that. And what we're here to do, we either planting or either we watering. But I believe that what we're doing here at Reach, that some increase going to be given, because God is a God. He's a shrewd businessman. He always get returns on his investments.
Youth incarceration began to increase dramatically in the 70s until it reached its peak in the year 2000. It became obvious that incarceration was a poor mechanism for rehabilitation, and there was a concerted effort to decrease youth incarceration. So believe it or not, between the years 2000 and 2020, youth incarceration in the country fell by 77%. There were fewer arrests, better research revealing the negative physical and mental health outcomes for children who had been incarcerated, but maybe most notably, we began to see alternatives to incarceration emerge. These alternatives are widely known as diversion services today. And diversion programs are a far better mechanism for rehabilitation than incarceration will ever be. Diversion offered before a person is charged with a crime lowers the probability of future convictions by 48%, and it dramatically increases future employment opportunities. According to a 2023 New York Times article, an estimated 60% of people who leave prison are unemployed 1 year later, whereas pretrial diversion improves employment rates by 53% and earnings by 64%. Diversion services are more compassionate, they're more effective, and they're more affordable, and we need them now more than ever. In recent years, we've seen a spike in juvenile arrests, especially here in Greenville. Total juvenile arrests in the city of Greenville doubled between 2021 and 2023, and there's a huge racial disparity associated with these arrests. Black youth make up just 22% of the population in the city of Greenville, and yet they account for 81% of the arrests. And the largest category of those arrests are simple assault. That could be getting in a fight. There were 9 white students arrested for simple assault, and there were 69 black students arrested for the very same thing. It's really easy to get on the highway of the juvenile justice system, and it is not easy to get off of it. At Reach, we're offering students meaningful exit ramps so that they can step into a new story and re-engage their schools and their communities in a positive way.
I was getting in trouble in school, and I wasn't listening at home. And my mama thought I needed a mentor that would help me with that stuff. He helped me with skills with my anger, like handle my anger. He keep me doing the right thing, and he keep me active during the day too, cause I'm a house arrest. I can't do nothing for real. So he'll come get me and just take me to do something, and take me out to eat and talk to me. My anger issues, it used to be real bad before I came to Reach. And then Terrell taught me how to handle my anger, how to forgive people. Reach a good way to stay active without getting in trouble. And like you don't gotta be doing something illegal to have fun. I see my future being better than it was when I was doing the stuff I was doing. I want to go to college and graduate and hopefully get a good job. I like math, so I want to do engineering. A year ago, I seen me either dead or in jail from the stuff I was doing.
And now when you look at the future, what do you see?
I see me somewhere with a nice house and a nice job.
When students first come into the program, I think that they have the assumption that everyone's pretty much given up on me. I'm on my own. I believe that what Reach gives these kids is hope for the future. And it helps them crystallize that, helps them see that with more confidence rather than believe some of the other lies that are trying to rob them of it. I think they see glimpses of their future beforehand, but when someone comes along with them and says, yeah, that's the way forward, that's what you should be pointing at, it gives them permission, freedom to go ahead and pursue it. And it's a lot of fun to do that with them.
We are so thankful to partner with the Department of Juvenile Justice as they seek creative alternatives to incarceration for system-involved youth. We both want to see these students flourish as contributors and active participants in their communities. Here's how the partnership works. DJJ will refer a student to our program for diversion services, or they might recommend it to the solicitor, who then offers it as pretrial diversion. We're then able to create an individually tailored plan for that student. These diversion plans include things like group mentoring, coaching, community service, and career planning. And every student is given the opportunity to hear about the hope of the gospel, which is powerful enough to rewrite anyone's story. And thanks to the generosity of our supporters, we're able to provide these services at no cost to the students and families that we work with, because we hold this conviction that no one should go to jail because they can't afford an alternative option that's been presented to them. Too many people end up right back in the system because they can't afford the fines and the fees that are associated with their release. We're committed to offering services where the cost of renewal is found in one's willingness to participate, not in their ability to pay. And thanks to you, we're able to keep that commitment. God is in the business of rewriting stories. Together, we can help today's system-involved youth step into a new story and become tomorrow's leaders. And we are so thankful to be able to do that with you.